another one.
There's incredible proof out there that we are not alone. And to think that we're the best that God can do, to me, is very arrogant and naive.
Join me as I dive deep into the mysterious world of the heavenly realms and challenge myself to uncover if evil forces are really at play. The concept of evil forces in the heavenly realms is one that has fascinated humans for centuries. Why do we find it so captivating?
This one body was half naked, half out of the bath. The other body was slammed up against the arroyo. We know this one.
Perhaps it's because it taps into our deep-seated fears of the unknown, or maybe it's because we're naturally drawn to the darker aspects of life. Whatever the reason, it's undeniable that the idea of evil forces in the heavenly realms is both fascinating and relevant today. Fear is a powerful motivator, and when we believe that evil forces are at work, it can create a sense of dread that permeates every aspect of our lives. It's not uncommon for people to feel a sense of unease or discomfort when they start to question the nature of these forces. Perhaps they've had a personal experience that they can't explain, or maybe they've heard stories that have left them feeling unsettled. Whatever the reason, it's clear that the perceived presence of evil forces can have a profound impact on people's lives and beliefs. This fear can manifest in many different ways. For some, it might lead to a deep-seated anxiety that's difficult to shake. For others, it might cause them to become more rigid in their beliefs, clinging to what they think they know as a way of coping with the unknown. In extreme cases, it can even lead to a complete rejection of the idea of a higher power, as people struggle to reconcile the concept of evil with a supposedly benevolent deity. But what if I told you that this fear is, at least in part, misplaced? What if the evil forces we're so afraid of are nothing more than a manifestation of our own psychological and emotional baggage? This is an idea that we'll explore in more depth later, but for now, let's just say that it's an intriguing possibility. The concept of evil forces is one that's been debated by scholars, theologians, and spiritual leaders for centuries. From a religious perspective, many believe that evil forces are real and actively working against us. They point to scripture and religious texts that describe the existence of fallen angels and demons, beings that are hell-bent on destroying humanity. From a spiritual perspective, some believe that evil forces are simply a manifestation of our own negative energy, a kind of collective unconscious that we need to overcome. And from a psychological perspective, many believe that the concept of evil forces is nothing more than a projection of our own dark impulses, a way of coping with the parts of ourselves that we'd rather not acknowledge. As we delve deeper into the world of evil forces, it's clear that there's no one right answer. Each perspective has its own merits and drawbacks, and the truth is likely to be far more complex than we can currently comprehend. But one thing's for sure, the concept of evil forces is an incredibly powerful one, and it has the ability to shape our beliefs, our fears, and our very lives. One story that always sticks out in my mind is that of a woman who claimed to have been possessed by a demonic entity. She described the experience as being intensely frightening, with feelings of immense dread and fear that seemed to come from nowhere. But as she delved deeper into the experience, she began to realize that the entity was, in fact, a manifestation of her own inner demons. It was a powerful symbol of the fears and anxieties that she'd been carrying around for years, and it took a profound toll on her mental and emotional well-being. As she worked to overcome these fears, the entity began to dissipate, and she was finally able to find a sense of peace and closure. Stories like this always leave me wondering, are evil forces real, or are they simply a product of our own minds? Is the fear that we feel a result of some external force, or is it simply a reflection of our own inner turmoil? The answer, I think, lies somewhere in between. While it's possible that there may be some external forces at play, it's clear that our own psychological and emotional baggage plays a huge role in the fears that we experience. Another interesting perspective on evil forces comes from the world of mysticism. Many mystical traditions believe that the world is full of unseen energies and forces that are beyond our comprehension. These forces can be both positive and negative, and they can have a profound impact on our lives. From this perspective, evil forces are simply a part of the natural world, something that we need to learn to navigate and overcome. It's a fascinating perspective, and one that challenges our traditional views of good and evil. As we look deeper into the world of evil forces, it's clear that there's so much more to this topic than initially meets the eye. From religious and spiritual perspectives to psychological and mystical ones, there's no shortage of viewpoints and opinions. And yet, at the end of the day, the truth remains elusive, a complex web of possibilities and uncertainties. In conclusion, the concept of evil forces in the heavenly realms is a complex and multifaceted one. It's a topic that's been debated and discussed for centuries, and it continues to fascinate and intrigue us to this day. Whether we believe in the existence of evil forces or not, it's undeniable that the concept has the power to shape our lives and our beliefs. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic in the comments below.